All right, y'all. Well, I had a subscriber when I was live wanted me to talk about manifestation on semen retention. So when it comes down to manifestation on semen retention, you got to understand semen retention is going to give you a boost. It's going to upgrade you. Better focus, more stamina, being more consistent, being more willing, having willpower, mental strength. It's going to give you a boost. It's an enhancement. It's going to give you a boost. It's going to make your health better. It's going to make your focus better. So when it comes down to manifestation on semen retention, what you guys got to understand is that it's not going to just manifest all this stuff like $1 million. It's just going to appear in your life just because you want semen retention. That's not true. Semen retention just give you a boost. You might find a $20 bill or a $10 bill or something on the ground. That happens to people that's not on semen retention. Let's keep it real. But when it comes down to manifestation on semen retention, you guys got to understand is that it's going to give you belief. It's going to give you faith. It's going to give you the willpower, the power to bring it out of you, to bring that, that work ethic out of you to get what you want, to manifest what you want. You can stay on semen retention for 6 months or a whole year, and just believe, I just want $1 billion. $1 billion is going to come just because I'm on it. But if you don't put in the work, to get that, it's not going to work. It's not going to happen for you. Faith without work is dead. You can have all the faith. You could just stay on semen retention as long as you want, but you're not going to make passive income. I can't make passive income on YouTube if I don't put in the work. It's just not going to happen. I could be on semen retention as long as I want to be on semen retention. So when it comes down to manifestation, you guys got to understand is you have to put in the work. You can believe all you want. Belief is just in your mind. But it takes work ethic with that. Work ethic got to come behind that. It all go together. It's belief, faith, and then work ethic. If you don't put in enough work, it's not going to happen. When it comes down to the manifestation. I know a lot of you dudes living in, this illusion, because we as content creators, we've hyped semen retention up. Y'all think that everything just going to just come to you. Everything is not going to just come to you. You have to put in the work for certain things. So when it comes down to manifestation, you guys got to understand, you have to put in the work behind that. Excuse me. Yeah, you can manifest little things. Like you fill out a job application and then you hope you get the job. You manifestation, you believe in that. You're trying to manifest that. You're believing. But if you went out and put out that job application, you're not going to get the job. If you just believe. That's not how manifestation works. With certain things. Certain things you got to sign on to. You got to work for the majority. Now, you can manifest, I hope I find, a $1 bill on the ground or $5 on the ground. Now, that's something different. That's random. That happens to, like I said, that happens to guys that's not on semen retention. And that can happen to you too. But you got to understand, when you on semen retention, everything that you're trying to manifest is not just going to come to you just because you are retaining. You sit on your couch trying to manifest $10 million or $100 million eating donuts every day. just believe in that. Just sitting on the couch eating donuts every day. That's not gonna happen. That's not reality. Semen retention just give you the boost. It give you the confidence. So you can strive. So you can put in the work. It give you the stamina. It give you the mindset. It give you the consistency. And mainly, what I like about semen retention, it give you the focus. It keeps you focused. That's what a lot of you guys don't understand. You listen to these other content creators when it come down to manifestation on semen retention, but they're not really telling you the whole blood raw truth. Yeah, you can manifest little things, think about it, and hope that it come, and then it happen. But when it come down to big things, like you trying to get a job, or you trying to manifest a lot of money, or passive income, or something like that, something that's long-term goals, nah. Like you can't be a doctor, expect for yourself to be a doctor if you don't go to college. You can't get a doctor degree. You can't get it. You won't be able to get that degree if you don't go to college. You can be on semen retention as long as you want. And think that you're going to get it. But if you don't go to college, you're not going to get it, bro. That's just the truth. When it comes down to manifestation. A lot of you guys, some of these content creators, they hyped up semen retention so much. Do you think that everything's just gonna come after you, gonna run after you? Nah. You still have to go and get certain things, bro. You still have to work for what you want. But like I just said, little things you can manifest. Little things. You hope, like, let's say if you in high school and you on the football team and you just hoping that you get a scholarship. You hope you get a good scholarship, but you putting in the work. Most likely that'll happen if you putting in the work and you on semen retention, because it's going to keep you focused. You're going to be able to run faster. You're going to be able to do things that you wouldn't be able to do if you wasn't on semen retention. So most likely, if you putting in enough work while you on semen retention, most likely semen retention can help you get that good scholarship. That is possible. But when it comes down to manifestation, bro, you're trying to manifest things. You're not going to manifest things like certain things like that's big. Like thinking that you're going to just get something and you're not putting in the work just because you on semen retention and you just believe in it. Nah, certain things you gotta have belief behind it, faith behind it, and work ethic. And on semen retention. Semen retention just gonna keep you focused on it. Semen retention just gonna give you the energy. It's gonna give you that extra boost. That's what semen retention is gonna do. That's all it's gonna do. Which is a whole lot. Not saying that's little. That's a whole lot. Because if I wasn't on semen retention, I wouldn't be able to upload videos every week. I'd be mad slacking with these videos if I wasn't. But it's keeping me focused. So when it comes down to manifestation, this is how you're going to manifest things when it comes down to long-term goals. Now short things, but believing that, something like I just said, you're going to get a good scholarship. If you're putting in the work, then that's something different. Yeah, that can happen. But as long as you put in the work. Or you might find, some money on the ground. That can happen because that happened to, that's complete normalcy. That's a normality in society. People do that. But that can happen. But, you got to put in the work for long-term goals. And big things that you want to do. You guys got to remember this. Nothing is going to come to a sleeper. Nothing's going to come to a sleeper. You can be on semen retention all you want. But when it comes down to manifesting things, except dreams that's going to come to you, nothing else going to come. You sit up in the house all day and sleep. You can believe that you're going to be able to do this and do that and get this and get that. Let's say if you want a Lamborghini. That you think that car will just come to you and you just sitting at home all day just on semen retention, just believing, but you don't have you don't have a job and you broke? No, that's not gonna come to you. So the best thing I can say when it comes down to manifestation on semen retention and manifesting things, you guys got to understand that you still have to put in the work. Semen retention, is supposed to take the laziness out of you. That's what it's supposed to do. A lot of you guys just lazy. Y'all think if y'all get on semen retention, everything gonna come to you. Nah, bro. That's not reality. That's not the truth. You living in an illusion. That's false. So I hope you guys got some out of this message. Nothing comes to a sleeper. Stay on your purpose. Stay focused. Stay on semen retention. It's Coleman.